Hello, my name is Ruth Fuller, and I am the librarian facilitator for the LR10 program at Solano College. I am also an LR10 instructor and a reference librarian. I am going to spend the next few minutes talking to you about LR10 and hopefully answering questions you might have about the class. The first questions that students often have about LR10 are what is LR10 and why am I required to take it with English 1? The proper title for LR10 is Introduction to Library Research and Information Competency. Really, this class is about knowing where to find information. Google is a start, but there is more. How to access information, it isn't all for free, and how to tell if the information you're using is good or bad. Where does Wikipedia fall? Why is LR10 a co-requisite of English 1? The SCC catalog describes English 1 as a writing course which, among other things, requires a mastery of library research techniques. It ends with a final research paper, and students are expected to learn college-level research skills. LR10 is the course that teaches students these academic research skills. As writing a research paper is required in English 1, it is important to learn more about these library research skills. As our access to information grows, strong information competency skills and library research skills become more critical. At one time, information competency skills and library research skills were about knowing how to get information out of a few sources physically at hand. Today, these skills are about finding valid and relevant information sources in the flood of electronic information available. It is our belief that the pairing of these two courses will improve your rates of success in English 1 and on your research paper, as well as help you to complete research in your other courses and apply those skills to future college classes and your professional life. We see LR10 as just-in-time instruction. You can actually apply the research skills you are learning in LR10 to a research paper in English 1. Next, students often want to know how they take LR10. LR10 is an online class, and it is offered through our learning management system, Canvas. There are many opportunities, though, for face-to-face help, and I will address those in a minute. For now, let's watch this video on LR10 and a tour of the class. Hi, this is a quick introduction to logging into LR10 and a very brief tour of the course. There are a variety of ways to log into Canvas from Solano College. One way that we like to point you out is through the library, which you click on here. If you click on library, you'll see this box is totally dedicated to LR10 and logging into Canvas. One thing I'd like to point out to you is the Canvas student guide. If you come here, there are videos for students about learning online, as well as getting started and working in Canvas. There's also links to the Canvas app for your phone. The Canvas app is very helpful for helping you manage your online class. Here, back to the Log On button, click on that, and you're going to put in your My Solano username and password. This will take you to a dashboard. My dashboard looks a little bit different from yours because I'm an instructor. However, the ideas are still the same. You're going to click up here on Courses and select your LR10 course. And then it will take you into LR10. Now, my course might look a little different from your course, as you might have a different instructor. The structure and the content of the course, though, will be the same. All you need to do in LR10, start at the top and work down. And you need to pay attention to the due dates here for the different units, as you can see here. I'm going to go through a little bit to a longer unit and just show you what clicking through a unit looks like. This unit here on our databases, we start by clicking on the first link in the unit. and then using the next button as we watch a video, read lectures and watch more videos, read lectures, look at screenshots. You're always welcome to print this information up. And then you will come to a student response. The student responses will test whether or not you have learned the skill that was taught in that unit. There are video directions on how to complete the student response, and then you're going to go ahead and post in the student response section. When you've completed that, there's usually a quiz. You can read the syllabus here on the left side and check your grades here. You can go to the inbox to email your instructor here. Your own LR10 instructor will either visit your English 1 class or will send a video of their own demonstrating how to take their particular course. Some things to know before you take LR10. LR10 is a 1-unit class transferable to UC and CSU. At Solano College, 1 unit equals 1 hour class and 2 hours out of class per week. You can expect to spend 50 or so hours on LR10 over the 17.5-week semester. It usually does not take that long to complete LR10. LR10 is a required co-requisite of English 1. If you are enrolled in English 1, you must be enrolled in LR10 or have previously taken LR10. LR10 and English 1 are separate classes with separate instructors and separate grades. LR10 is graded A through F on the standard grading scale. The grades you earn in LR10 will appear on your transcripts. Some other things to know. All email contact will be distributed through your SCC email account. We know that technology fails. Do not get frustrated. Do not panic. Just get in touch with your instructor. We will do our best to help you out. If you have computer or internet access issues at home, let us know immediately. We will find you a computer in the library to complete your coursework. The hardest part of LR10 is time management. LR10 is often out of sight, out of mind. It's a good idea to mark down your due dates in a separate calendar or using some sort of reminder to make sure you're logging on and getting your work done. I highly recommend using the Canvas app. It is a great resource for helping you manage yourself in LR10 and your other online classes. Lastly, LR10 is often the first online class students take at Solano College. We think that this is a good thing. First, LR10 is not your typical online course. You have access to help in the library during all open library hours, at the main library and at the center libraries. Canvas is also the preferred learning management system for many educational institutions. You are very likely to see it again. LR10 is a perfect place to get comfortable with using Canvas and learning online. Your instructor's contact information will be posted in class. Not all LR10 instructors work on campus. Make sure you are in touch with your instructor first by email. You can often make phone appointments. You can see any librarian at SCC, at the main campus, or at one of the centers. We are all familiar with the content of LR10. Almost all of us teach LR10. Stop by and ask anyone for help. Our hours are posted on the SCC Library website and in class. You can always get in touch with me, Ruth Fuller. I am the program facilitator. I'm always happy to help out, and I have a fairly flexible schedule and availability. If I cannot meet with you, I will find somebody who can. We also offer face-to-face workshops for different units in LR10. These workshops are posted in class and on the library website. Also, remember to make sure you are reading emails from your instructors and reading the lectures. You will find that many of your questions can be answered simply from doing this. Thank you so much for spending time with me, and I look forward to seeing you in the library.